What's going on, YouTube, fam? It's your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of Hood Tales, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. It's free. It helps get the video out there. Definitely watch this video to the end so you can hear the full story and all the details in the case. For my day one fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you're feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Oh yeah, feel free to share the channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. With that being said, let's get right into the story. When most people meet somebody they are interested in, we go all in. Especially if you feel this is a person you want a relationship with or even a friendship. Of course, when things are fresh and y'all are looking into each other's eyes while slowly falling in love, you don't see the red flags or we ignore them, because love is a strong emotion that can make the strongest person weak. We take people at face value in the beginning. All we know is what they tell us and show us at that time. People don't come with warning labels, and there's no way to tell if they are being real or fake. Only time will tell that. After a minute though, that mask comes off. Now you see who you are really dealing with. Whether they are controlling, jealous, confrontational, or just spiteful. But once feelings are involved, some people get caught in a web that's hard to get out of. Either they feel they can change the person or they are scared to leave. So they just play by their rules, even if it's toxic or dangerous. It's an old saying, good girls like bad boys. For some strange reason, some young ladies can come from an amazing upbringing. Mother and father married for years, nice home, full of love, put up in a nice part of town, but some way they still find their way to the trenches and want to be with a shooter or dope boy, not knowing the consequences of excitement, and what they think is fun can cost them everything, possibly even their life. And on this episode of Hood Tales, we'll be taking it to Birmingham, Alabama to discuss the case of a man who thought his girl ran off with some money and pried up, so he sent the hit from jail. Back in the summer of 2020, 24-year-old Raven Swain was navigating life in the Magic City, Birmingham, Alabama. Described as a sweet girl, bubbly, outgoing, who loved life. She came from a loving family and had a big brother who had done good for himself. He was an actor and model on a TV show, and he loved his little sister. Raven, also ambitious and talented, wasn't far behind. She had a good job, working at UAB as a stereo tech, and had dreams of being a traveling tech, going all over the world to different hospitals. The young lady seemed to have her head on straight, but the only downside, she was attracted to bad boys. Beautiful, independent, raised on good principles and morals, but when Raven found herself in a relationship with a young man, also in his 20s, Demarcus Chandler, it made her question everything she knew. Demarcus had a total different upbringing than Raven. As a young man trying to survive the Birmingham streets, he did what he had to do, robbing, hustling, which would lead to him being in the system at an early age. By the time him and Raven met, he was all in and had made a name for himself in the Birmingham streets. They instantly clicked, even though they came from two different backgrounds. At first, Demarcus treated her good, even though Raven's family didn't see it and wasn't feeling the young man, but she was in love. But things quickly got shaky when Demarcus showed a different side. He would often try to control Raven. He wanted her to pick up the phone on the first ring or answer texts right away. And when she didn't, he would start making threats, telling her, like, B, don't play with me, or little girl, don't make me hurt you. It was signs of physical violence as well, and it seemed Raven had bit off a little bit more than she could chew. Even when she tried to pull back from Demarcus, he would pull up to the family home, make threats, and if he didn't get Raven's attention that way, he would sometimes get more active, even go around the corner and let off shots. One time, even shooting at the house, grazing her 13-year-old sister. In one event, the family was outside at a get-together when shots was fired, hitting Raven's car. So in 2019, realizing things had got beyond toxic and out of her control, Raven filed a domestic report against Demarcus. Her mother, family, and friends thought that was that, and that she had dodged a bullet. But the young lady was in love, and it seemed she had Stockholm Syndrome. Secretly, her and Demarcus would text, still see each other in secret, and often tell each other how much they was in love, and it wasn't for nobody else to understand. All the way up until he got locked up for a parole violation. While in jail, fighting, he turned to the only person he trusted, Raven, to handle the business in the streets. He left her access to his money and product and expected her to make plays and keep everything afloat. But just like when he was free, Demarcus still wanted control. He would tell her, "You better answer my calls," even when she was at work. And if she missed a beat, he would call her out her name and say, "Keep playing. You might as well get life insurance." By the summer of 2020, Demarcus felt Raven was stealing from him product and money, in total $8,000. He asked her about it, and even though she denied it, he felt she was playing games. But he kept Raven close with bad intentions. Demarcus wanted her to know that she was his, and even from jail, he was still in charge. So on July 28th, 2020, when he called her and told her he needed her to go make a play, she thought nothing of it. The location she was headed to was Underwood Park in Birmingham. Demarcus tracked her every move and told her to wait at the park for the cell to come through. While Raven waited, shots went off, and neighbors who heard the commotion called local police. When they responded to the scene, they found Raven suffering from a gunshot wound, slumped in the driver's seat of her car, and unfortunately, she would pass away at the scene. Police were surprised to see her family and friends show up at the park because no one was notified yet, but they claimed they got text messages and calls from Raven's boyfriend, Demarcus, telling everyone, "Yeah, Raven is gone. Y'all B-words sleep, and y'all friend in the park slumped over." Even minutes after the incident, Demarcus made a post that the family showed police, saying God forgives, but Papa don't. This made police feel like Demarcus was behind the event, even from jail. A search of Raven's phone revealed text messages, threats, and him directing her to go make that play. As the family was left to grieve, they were devastated, including Raven's brother, who couldn't believe she was gone. They all thought she was done with Demarcus. Police had witness statements, but they needed evidence. A lieutenant at the jail he was at was instructed to hit his cell and search for contraband. Inside, they found multiple cell phones, and inside the phones was shocking evidence. Text messages between him and another man, with Demarcus sending him play-by-play of Raven's location, all the way until she pulled up to the park. The man identified as Solomon Menati texted him back, like, "Done, bro, I need that bread," and sent him his cash app. The evidence was shocking, and with that, Solomon was picked up, charged with capital hit and other charges as well. And Demarcus was hit with capital hit and what was now a hit for hire plot. But Demarcus wasn't finished yet. While awaiting trial, the lieutenant who searched his cell and took his cell phone's house was shot up, and police was able to trace the incident back to Demarcus. The young man again calling shots from jail. So now he was hit with even more charges. As the case started making its way to trial, the evidence against the man was overwhelming. Over 300 messages, texts, and direct messages to Raven's family through social media, multiple threats and posts. As her mother and others testified, he showed no emotion, even smirked, facing the ultimate punishment. And as the jury sat and listened, they came back with a verdict. They found Demarcus guilty on all charges, and he was sentenced to be executed for his crimes. Solomon, the alleged trigger man, is still awaiting his day in court. Raven's mother spoke out after the verdict and stated even though Raven is gone and nothing can bring her back, she knew she was smiling down now that she had justice. Rest in peace to Raven. I send my prayers and condolences to her family. This is a crazy situation and a prime example of how some people really be trapped in love. They feel there's no way out. I'm sure for her, the relationship started off exciting and fun. Good girl with a bad boy, until she realized this is dangerous. But by that time, she was in too deep and under Demarcus' control and fear for her life. But I'm gonna leave this one open for discussion. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the situation. Leave it in the comments. And remember, we gotta succeed, not to fail. So we won't be just another hood tale. Yeah, man, this is a super crazy story. Rest in peace, that young lady. I definitely send my prayers to her family. But I ain't gonna talk too much more about this one. Y'all leave it in the comments. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. Y'all already know it's all love, fam. This is another episode of Hood Tales. It's your boy Tony 2 times. I'm out.